Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Magneto, also known as the Magneto we have at home, or Wish Magneto. Question, not for you, but in general for everyone, is this the best Magneto they've released? Answer, probably. Does that mean much? The other question, and the answer to that is no, because they've been bad. They've been notoriously bad. The Magneto figures have been really, really bad. I want to emphasize that. So when I say this is the best one they've released, probably, of classic Magneto at least, it's not really saying much. Okay, I want to make sure I'm very clear about that. There are a few good things about this figure for sure, but generally speaking, it's not the Magneto we need. We need another one still. So let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. Alrighty, before we look at the figure, let's take a look at my package. I do think it's a decent package. I'm not sure why they're putting on retro cards. It's not really the retro X-Men. I mean, I get what they're going for, I guess because it's based on the retro X-Men. Anyway, it's fine. The cards are okay. Artwork on the side, though, doesn't do the figure any help because... okay, so notoriously, action figures with helmets have had big heads because helmets are big. But the good thing about comics is the people wearing the helmets are overly muscular, and his giant body makes up for his oversized helmet, and it doesn't look like a disproportionate mess. On this figure, you can see very clearly that his big garbage can helmet, which isn't the right shape, doesn't fit him properly, is still too big for his little wimpy body, and he looks pathetic. So that's a big problem right off the bat. Look how big his chest is. I know it's at an angle, so you get the traps back here, but still. I mean lats, not traps. So, whatever. But anyway, packaging looks nice. There's some artwork up there, some posing back here. God, they don't even care. They couldn't care less. Like, it's the most pathetic, basic pose. It doesn't even help the figure to look good. It's like, look how skinny I am. Perfect example. Perfect example. He's in the same pose. Look at the shape difference to the body. I wish it was on the same side of the card. Look at the shape difference. This is sad. It's pathetic looking, and it's the problem with most Marvel Legends, and it's been the problem with all the Magneto figures. He's supposed to be muscular, barrel-chested, big, broad shoulder. That makes the big flowy cape work. That makes the trash can helmet work. This is basically the same Magneto we got before with the updated pinless legs, updated pinless arms. Slightly different tooling, no doubt, but it still looks wimpy and pathetic. So let's do the height. 6.5 inches to the top of the head. About 16.5 centimeters. Okay, I need to reference images. Or not reference images. Compare this. Okay. Gambit towers. Oh, it's a bad angle for you guys. Gambit towers over Magneto. What the heck? What the flippin' heck, guys? Gambit is so much bigger than Magneto. Who's defending Hasbro still? Stop doing it, please. Please. It's right in front of you. Don't listen to what they're telling you. Listen to what you're seeing and hearing with your own eyes and ears. You don't listen to your eyes, you know what I mean. Look at this. Gambit dwarfs Magneto. I know they're not the same version, and Gambit was thicker here. Magneto's never been shrimpy like this. Compared to Gambit, though. Pathetic, it's weird, it's horrible. So let's dive into the specifics. The helmet, it's not as bad as I thought, but the way it flares out at the bottom, it's definitely wider at the bottom than at the top, not counting just the purple trim. It's not the right look. He's got kind of a cone head look as a result. It should be more straight up and down. And this part, the part that comes around on the face, it's way too big. Usually, the spiky part that pokes up right there by the nose is in line with the pupil. His goes all the way over his nostrils. Hides his mouth, hides everything. The good thing about this is the paint job for the purple is clean. The paint job on the face is good enough. I don't mind what they did there. But also, if you don't believe me, believe Hasbro. Oh, look at that. The spikes point at the pupils. The mouth is showing. The nose isn't covered. The helmet is not skinnier at the top than at the bottom. Goodness gracious. They're proving themselves wrong. Okay, let's look at the cape. Is the cape better than usual? Yes, sort of. One, it's connected to the chest, so at least it looks good on the chest. It doesn't stick out super far, it's not super billowy. I'm okay with that. It would have looked better, I think, if it was up higher, but it's fine. Connected to the chest, it's kind of metallic at the harness part, so that's okay. But they had to make the cape so narrow because the chest and shoulders are so narrow that it looks weird. It almost looks more like Raven from DC rather than Magneto with the big poofy shoulder billows. So it still doesn't look right. We still have these shrimpy, horrible arms that look ridiculous. The shoulder is so skinny and small and low. And then it's the updated version of the old body and it still looks terrible. The straps on the arms, they're okay. They're sculpted and painted well enough. They're just okay. His belt is almost metallic. It's kind of the same as this. It's still just barely. But the paint for the legs is semi-glossy, so it detracts from the metallic belt. The boots are clean enough. They're okay. Then he has the red hands, which I know is accurate to this version of Magneto, but I know most of you want the purple gloves. So anyway, that doesn't matter. And then lastly, a lot of people are saying he's got long arms and tiny hands. He does have arms that are definitely too long. His hands are probably too small, but not by that much. When you become big and muscular, your hands don't get bigger. If you look at bodybuilders, they look really weird because their hands and feet are still really tiny. Ankles and wrists don't get bigger. Same thing with hands and feet as you get more muscular. So I don't mind the hands as much. I don't think they would stand out if he didn't have crazy gorilla arms. So yeah, bigger hands would help, but it's still weird. So aesthetically, this figure is still a disaster. There are a few good spots like the paint on the helmet. That's about it. And the face, I guess. But the body is still just horrendous. He's smaller than Gambit in every way. 3 out of 10 for the aesthetic. Accessories, get ready, guys. You're going to have your socks off very soon. He comes with the 2 open hands on him in the package. You get a set of fist hands so that he can make fists, and then you get no alternate head, no effect parts, or anything else. Just some fist hands. 0 out of 10. Spite points taken away. All right, for accessories. All right, let's talk about the articulation. We have our hinge, which works if you like the hinge. You get the ball peg on there. A little bit of attitude, but not really. Still an inferior joint. Hasbro will not get with the program as far as the neck joints go. Shoulders, better than horizontal. Get your full rotation, not counting where the cape is. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow is fine. Wrists swivel and hinge, that's all standard. Shoulders are very loose on this guy. It's weird. I haven't felt a Marvel Legends this loose in a long time. Very strange. Not floppy loose, so it's not bad, but it's strange. Leaning back, sure, but their ab crunch is still hideous because they refuse to do newer, better articulation, so they're sticking with the ab crunch, but also making it ugly. Look at that. It's shaved off at the top here. No sculpt here. And then the obliques stick out like little daggers. That's so bad. At least half of Hasbro product is garbage. It's so bad. Waist twist is a waist twist. Floaty belt is floaty. I definitely would hike the belt up. Doesn't look as good when it's down, so that's better, but then you lose the joint. Hips kick forward, just fine, no problem. They don't go back at all, out to the side. Really ugly joint, but decent range. They're still putting their pivots in the wrong spot. The fulcrum is not well aligned, but he has decent enough range on these skinny ass legs. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees are fine. Proportioning is okay for the legs as far as length, but clearly no muscle mass at all. This guy's long distance running all of his evil schemes. Okay, hips. These are the hips now. The feet go all the way back. They go all the way forward, and they have a decent ankle rocker, no shin swivel. So his articulation is fine. It's not bad. He can have a 7. He's not getting more than a 7, frankly. The ab crunch is just too ugly. The neck doesn't really work. There's nothing special about this. 7 is fair. That's it. That's all he's getting. Okay, time for the final verdict. It's another dud. It's like they're purposely making crap Magneto after crap Magneto so they can just keep selling them. If they're just a fraction better every time, people are going to buy it. And that's what this seems to be. It might be the best one yet, and maybe you can swap out the hands with the other purple hands or swap out a head or whatever and make it a little bit better if you have the old one. It's still a turd, though. It's a polished up turd. That's what they're doing. They're polishing their turd slightly more. They're putting a little bit more lipstick on this pig every time they release it. So I'm going to give it a final rating of only 5 out of 10. It's just not really worth owning. but it's not the worst thing that they've ever produced. But Magneto shouldn't be comparable size to Darwin. Magneto shouldn't be smaller than Gambit. Like, you can't creep the size up on every figure other than the main villain. Gambit and Banshee are huge compared to Magneto. That's just nuts. Am I crazy here? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. But there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.